It's early. It's 6:30, so it's not too early, but it's early enough for me to be in work. Good morning, everybody, or afternoon, wherever you are in the world. It is coming towards the end of the school term. It is now Wednesday, which means I've got today, tomorrow, and then the half day on Friday left before I fly off and enjoy my winter break. In today's video, I want to talk a little bit about getting into teaching. Now, I've done a few videos like this in the past, but I want to hone in specifically on qualifications, and more specifically on qualifications if you've already left education, because there are a number of people out there that have messaged me, and I know that there are probably many more that haven't contacted me yet, that have gone through their education, have perhaps gone on and started a career and are deciding at a later point that they potentially might want to become a teacher. And it can be quite daunting changing your career midway through. You might not know how to go about it, what qualifications you need, whether you already have the qualifications. And so I want to briefly talk about it. So first and foremost, I think it's very important to be clear on where you want to work. Let's assume that you've made your mind up, you want to teach in some form. Where do you want to work? Because different institutions and different styles of teaching are going to expect different things of you, right? Now, it might be a case that you have a specific skill. Maybe you're a musician, maybe you know a specific language, maybe you're into sport and you play a certain sport like tennis or football or golf, and therefore going down the tutoring route might be most appropriate for you. And if that's the case, then the qualifications that you require are going to be different from being in the position that I'm currently in, where I work out of an international college. So number one, make sure that you are understanding of what you want to teach, because it might be a case that actually you're already more than qualified and it's just about finding the right institution for you. Now, if you actually have your heart set on teaching in front of a class and being a teacher like I am, then it depends on what kind of school you go to and where around the world you want to teach. Coming from England and starting my teaching profession in England, I needed to be a qualified teacher. I needed to gain that status, and therefore I did a PGCE, which gave me QTS. To teach in the UK, you can't teach without QTS. It's just not possible. So I needed to get that. So after I did my degree, I then went back to university and did my PGCE. You can also do a 3-year degree in education and get a QTS at the end of it, but that takes a lot of time and it's expensive. So if you've already gone through education and you've gone to the other side, going back and doing that might not be the best option for you. It might not be something that you feel you can afford or that you have time for. A PGCE is a good option. It is only a year long. You can do part-time ones as well, where it takes a little bit longer. I believe it's over 2 years. That's what I did. I did a full-time PGCE for a year. I went back to university. There were plenty of funding for me because obviously I stepped out of education for a few years. So if you feel that you can dedicate a year to the profession, to training, a PGCE is definitely a good course. Now, internationally, not all colleges, not all schools are going to expect you to have that formal teaching qualification. For instance, here in the United Arab Emirates, the local school system, the MOE schools, they do not expect you to have that, but they do expect you to have a degree. So you can come over here and teach if you've got a degree, and that would be your specialism for teaching. For instance, my partner Daisy, as well as a lot of our friends, they don't have formal teaching qualifications, but they all have degrees. So I've got friends who've got science degrees and are science teachers, maths degrees and are maths teachers, English degrees and are English teachers, and some that have even got sort of sport and nutrition degrees, and they are PE teachers and they teach health studies. So you can come out and you can teach, but again, you are going to be slightly more narrowed down to those kind of schools. Big international schools like the one I'm teaching in, you still need that teaching qualification. Now, another qualification that has become very popular and is widely accepted, especially in many international schools. Again, not all schools will accept it. A lot of the international private schools won't, but that's a TEFL, and that's teaching English as a foreign language. So if you are interested in going out to, countries in Asia and teaching, a lot of those schools will be requiring a TEFL qualification. These are done out of universities, but can be done online. In fact, a lot of people do. Daisy, in fact, last year, she completed an online TEFL. It took her about 6 months to do. And you can do that in your own time. So you have assignments, you have video content and lots of things that you can study. You have assignments to drop in, and by the end of your course, you get a certificate that qualifies you to teach English abroad. And like I say, many colleges love this and they ask for it within their applications. Now, I've actually paired up with a university over in Canada, and if you look in the link to the bio, there's a link that takes you to their website. So go and check it out, and if you wish to join yourself onto a TEFL, you can use that link. So that's it really, guys. It's not a particularly glamorous video, but I know that a lot of people have messaged me on Instagram in the past asking me about the qualifications that I've got and whether or not they could potentially work in a school or a college like I'm working in. Now, I'm personally of the view that if you want to become a teacher, you most definitely can. Sometimes it might take a bit longer. Sometimes you might have to go down various routes. And you can definitely get into schools as a teaching and learning assistant and gain qualifications that way as well. So even if you have a local school that's prepared to take you on and to support you throughout that, that's also a really good option. But there you go. Hopefully this video helps. If it does, please comment down below and give this a like. If you want to know anything more about teaching, qualifications, and so on, go over and follow me on Instagram, send me a comment, and I will respond to that, and I will see you in the next one. I've got 2.5 days. This term needs to finish now. But anyway, I will see you in the next one. Bye.